Welcome back to Living in Hobe Sound. On this channel, we discuss what it's like to live, work, and have fun here in Hobe Sound and the surrounding areas. If you're new here, my name is Jaime. I am a Hobe Sound resident and realtor with Coldwell Banker. And today we have a special guest. We have Mac Ross. Why don't you tell everyone who you are, what you do, and why you're here?
Okay, great. Hi, everybody. My name is Mac Ross. I'm a real estate attorney. We're based here in Jupiter. We also have office in Palm Beach on the island. We do real estate law, real estate, residential, commercial, transactional work. I'm part of JTHS Realtor Associations where I met Jaime, and I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, so wait.
What?
I know you're too humble to say it, but it's not just the Realtor Association.
Right, no.
What else are you on?
Oh, I hold a couple of distinctions, I guess you could say. I'm the president of the Palm Beach County Attorneys Real Estate Council, which is a group of basically all the attorneys in Palm Beach County that practice or focus their practice on real estate. So we have fun events about quarterly events, and also part of the Martin County Board of Zoning Adjustments, another group I'm a part of, or board I sit on. But try to stay involved and busy.
You're involved in the community.
I'm involved.
Another one he's too humble to bring up is that Palm Beach Illustrated Magazine recognized him as one of the top lawyers in Palm Beach. Here he is. Look at that. I got it signed. He says, "Stay cool."
Stay cool.
I don't know if I ever was cool.
Yeah, of course.
But
Of course
thank
you
you for this.
You're welcome.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, that's
How did
pretty
you
cool.
Get nominated? Did you pay somebody for this?
Yeah, I had to pay off the magazine to put me in there. No, I don't know. Somebody in the one of my peers nominated me as one of the.
But you don't know who?
I'm not sure who it was. No, I don't know if I'll ever know.
We should find out.
But it was cool. That is cool because it's a peer nominated award, so that's what's neat about it.
That's the honor.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You didn't pay or nominate yourself.
Right.
So that's a big privilege. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So today we are going to be discussing property portability taxes, right? And we'll probably touch a little bit on Homestead and things like that. But overall portability.
Yeah.
We're gonna start. I'm gonna kind of rapid fire him, but the first question I think will probably take a few seconds.
I'm long-winded.
That's okay. It's interesting. We'll keep it interesting. So, why was portability created? Tell the people.
People?
Yes,
people
your friends.
So, in order to understand portability, I think you need to understand the Homestead exemption benefit, which also provides the Save Our Homes cap benefit, and most recently this portability benefit. And they're all three pieces of legislation that the state enacted, and they were kind of all in response to certain market conditions at the time. So the Homestead tax exemption came around 1930, 1934, I believe.
That long.
That long ago. What were you doing back then? And that was basically in response to the Great Depression. And people were at risk of losing their homes because they couldn't afford their property tax bill. So the state stepped in and said, why don't we provide an exemption to the assessed value of these people that live and work in our state. It's got to be a primary residence. They have to live there. It can't be a commercial or investment or rental property. But if it's their primary residence, we'll give them $5,000, basically a $5,000 exemption on against the assessed value of their homes. And that's since grown. Obviously now it's $50,000.
Right, that's the Homestead.
That's your Homestead exemption benefit.
The portability was designed to allow people to move because it was expensive to move and get reassessed, right?
Yeah, absolutely. People are scared of moving and getting crushed with property taxes if they're moving up. So the portability came about to remedy that. But before that, in '92, there was a Save Our Homes cap, which basically says, hey, if it's your primary residence, your Homestead residence, we won't increase your assessed value more than 3% year over year. And that's what really creates the portability, right? Because you have your market value of your home, which can expand exponentially year over year. We've seen it here in Florida. And you have your assessed value of your home, if it's your homestead, it's capped at 3% year over year. So while your market value is going way up, your assessed value is only going up 3% year over year, and that gap right there, the gap between your assessed value and your market value is the portability. And that's what you can port. You take that dollar amount and you can port that over to a new homestead.
Okay. So I love the way you just explained that. Very, very easy to understand. Before we talk about the moving part, let's discuss what's the difference between the market value and the assessed value.
So market value is what the county assessor, county tax, property appraiser believes your home and land is worth, right? So they'll take your proof. If you own land in a house, or even if you own a condo, your improvements plus land equals $500,000, say, for example. That's the county saying, we believe this house on this piece of property in this town has a market value of $500,000. Now, if that's your homestead property, you'll get the $50,000 exemption, and if you're building up Saver Homes Cap year over year, you might have a gap between your market value and your assessed value. The assessed value is what the county says, even though your property is worth $500,000, we think it's a value of $500,000. It can only be assessed at this assessed value, which is if it's a primary residence in a homestead, we know automatically it's going to be $50,000 less than $500,000. And if you brought it a few years ago and you've been able to increase your Saver Homes benefit, increase that gap between your market value and your assessed value, you'll have that portability there. So the assessed value is the number that they base their tax bill on, and that's what you pay at the end of the year.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to come back to the amount and things like that in a second. But first, I want to ask, when I sell and I buy my next house, does that automatically go with me to the next house?
No, it doesn't automatically. So you have to apply.
Okay, so apply, everybody.
Apply right away. Like,
instantly,
don't wait.
Yeah.
Unless there's some reason that you can't apply, right? Most people, or a lot of 9 times out of 10, people are leaving a homestead and moving into a different homestead, or probably closing on a property, selling it, and then pretty soon afterwards they're going to be entering into their new homestead. If it's a Florida homestead, if it's another Florida home, then you can transfer your portability, transfer your homestead, and you establish a new homestead at that new residence. That's your Save Your Homes benefit. That's what you can port. The difference between your assessed value and your market value is what you can port over, and it's capped at $500,000.
Okay.
And portability came about, so we didn't have that portability benefit until about 2008, when you could really see you had some pretty good benefits. Homestead gave you the $50,000 discount. The Saver Homes capped the assessments year over year, and then portability allowed us to take that delta between the assessed value and the market value and port that into a new homestead.
Okay. So it is beneficial if you're buying a house, you sold at a lower amount than the house that you're purchasing.
Yeah.
That's when you can. So let's say I went from a $200,000 house up to a $600,000 house really quickly. Mm-hmm. How much can I take over with me?
Well, it depends on what you had. It depends on your old homestead and what you had available to port. So let's say you had a $200,000 house. You're only being taxed at that 58. You have about 142,000. If we're doing round numbers, so to keep it easy, say you had 200,000 in portability. You're going to move up to a $600,000 house. That $200,000 basically is taken right off of the top of the assessed value. So you'd be assessed at 400,000.
Is there a benefit of? Can someone benefit from it if they're going to a lesser house? So if they're downsizing and they're purchasing a smaller.
Right. So you think, like, I always think to Jefferson's moving on up. When you're moving on up to East Side, right? You get, the benefit is, you're moving up, it's easy math, right? You just take the amount of portability you have and you subtract it against the market value of the new homestead. When you're moving down, you can't just wipe out all your tax liability. Say you have 500, say you have the cap, right? Say you're moving from $1 million condo on the ocean, but you're moving out to the country and want to get a little cottage or something that's $300,000. But the way it works on downsizing is a proportion. You basically get the same proportion benefit that you did on your $1 million condo. So say I have a $1 million condo, my assessed value is $500,000. That's a 50% proportion, right?
Percentage base.
It's a percentage base, right? So we go down to the $300,000 house. The county's going to look at it and say, okay, you were getting about a 50% proportion discount on your old homestead. On the new homestead, you get the same 50%. So instead of 300,000, you'll be at 150,000.
Okay.
Right.
So let's say you sell a house and we don't purchase right away, do I have to purchase a home within the year, or what is the time frame after selling the house do you have?
Yeah, well, I would do it right away. And this doesn't come into play in buyer. Most people are moving out of a homestead and entering into a new homestead. So I always tell people just apply right away. Like, don't wait. I don't know why people wait if you're buying. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
People like myself,
yeah,
who's currently renting, looking for the right place.
So that's where it can be an issue.
That's where
right?
the timeline, like at
people,
what point do I get cut off?
So it's actually 3 tax years. So don't think about 3 calendar years. So if you close in whatever day you close in 2025, the tax year begins at January 1. All right, and there's strict deadlines. It's 3 tax years, right? So 3 tax years means January 1 to December 31, the year you close. So you closed on your home, you sold your homestead this year, right?
Yep, correct.
What day?
The date?
Yeah, I don't remember. Did I do the closing?
You did the closing. So
well, it wouldn't have mattered, right?
I think it was June.
Okay,
and then
so
I did
June.
a lease back.
Right, so you don't have till June of 2028. You have till January 1, 2028.
Okay.
And so it's 3 tax years. It could be as little as 2 years and a day if you close on December 31st, 2025.
Super stressful.
Yeah. So I just say to everybody, apply right away.
Okay.
Just apply right away for everything.
Just buy a house.
Just buy a house.
Just buy a house.
Just buy, it's easy.
Okay, got it. So what if somebody's divorcing? Are they able to split that?
Yes.
Okay, how does that
Yeah,
work?
it's interesting. You can split a benefit. So a lot of times when people are splitting up, usually one spouse is staying in the homestead and the other one is moving on. If the other spouse has that 3 tax years to find a new homestead. So the year he or she is, abandons the old homestead, has 3 tax years from that date to apply and establish a new homestead and apply for portability, and then you would split the benefit. So with the ex-spouse, whatever the benefit is, if it's it's a 500, you have the full cap, you each would get 250. You can apply it, but strict guidelines apply. And I actually had a client come to me who had they divorced in 21, and he didn't establish a new homestead until this year in 2025, and that portability is all gone. It's all gone. And for him, for the spouse,
she got all of it.
She got it all. So
lucky spouse. So what if I buy a second home?
In progress.
Second home, it doesn't work on second homes. Yeah, unfortunately, it's only for homesteaded properties, primary residences. Obviously, it doesn't work on commercial property, can't work on vacant land, can't work on investment properties. It has to be your primary residence that you applied for and have received the homestead.
Okay.
exemption.
Can you stack it if a senior or veteran is homesteaded? Can you stack it on top?
Sure. Yeah, those are pretty much separate benefits, but you'll have additional, like you have I think there's a widow exemption. So those are additional to the homestead exemption, additional discounts, and the veterans exemption. I think there's a number of them, but they go hand in hand for
Stack
sure.
on top of
Absolutely.
it. That's good. What is the deadline? I think you said it, but we want to make sure our agents write this one down. What's the deadline?
Well, deadline to apply for homestead every year is March 1. So as soon as I tell everybody, as soon as they're purchasing, if they're planning on making it their primary residence and living here, just go ahead and apply right away.
Yeah.
March 1 of every year is the deadline to apply for homestead, but that is a separate deadline from portability. So you got to make sure you keep those 3 tax years in mind for portability. So regardless, it could be March 1 of 2028. You've already missed your deadline because January 1, 2028 was your deadline to apply and get portability.
Portability, now that is only within the state of Florida.
Correct. Yep.
There's no like reciprocal states or anything.
No, not that I'm aware of. Sorry, but it is county to county. You can go anywhere in Florida. It's a statewide thing. So Martin to Palm Beach to Broward to Miami.
Can somebody appeal their?
Yes, the deadline is actually Monday the 15th. So a lot of times.
September. This Monday.
This Monday coming. Yeah.
So get on that one.
Yes. So a lot of times people, you get your tax bill, and you think, hey, this is. A lot of people want to appeal the value to reduce their tax burden. Sometimes you want to appeal the value to increase your market value, to increase their portability, right?
Right.
So those are all based on appraisals and comps and things of that matter.
And
It's basically
personal
numbers.
needs.
Yeah, exactly.
So can somebody hire you to do it? Because like I'm forgetful. We all know this. Jamie's very forgetful, so I would probably want to hire you to do that.
Yeah,
right?
well, I've actually fielded a bunch of calls recently because obviously trim notices came out recently. I'm actually handling one now. It's not a value-based appeal. It's a agricultural classification use appeal.
Okay.
But yeah, we've done it. We've done it in the past. The 4 or 5 people that called me this tax season really wouldn't benefit from it, so it wasn't worth the juice wasn't worth the squeeze in those cases.
I see what you did there.
So, but yeah, we do that. We do that very, very often.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I mean, there's lots of tax reasons why going up or going down makes sense, right? We were talking about that yesterday. What would be like the biggest oops, or that you've seen somebody do an oops on?
Yeah, and miss the deadline. Missing the deadline is the biggest oops, because people think, some people think Homestead's automatic, and people think portability is automatic.
Yeah.
But it's not. You have to apply. I've spoke to people that should have known Homestead's not automatic, that have missed out on years of tax savings because they didn't apply back when they purchased the home.
Yeah.
And it's sad, and sometimes you can go to the tax man and claw some of those years back, but more often than not, they're lost if you don't apply. So missing the deadline and not applying. And we add in every closing package of ours, we add, like a little sticky and a reminder to apply for Homestead. It's going to be your primary, where to apply. It's a pretty easy process. It's all online.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think a lot of people think it's automatic. That it just goes right from one to the other, but that's not the case.
That is not the case.
No, and that's a big.
It's a big misconception. That's a big oops, right?
It's a big oops. That's a lot of money to put on the table.
It's
We
a lot
were
of money.
hearing stories last night at our business event about people making those oopses.
Yes.
It can cost you thousands of dollars.
Yeah, absolutely.
So besides timeline, is there anything else somebody should watch out for? Is time really the one thing that keeps?
That's the biggest thing. I think that's the biggest thing. Making sure you apply and meet those timelines.
Yeah.
And if you have questions about that, always just reach out. Reach out to somebody.
The agents can call you.
Yeah, absolutely. Call me, talk to me. I can go through it with you, and we can run through a scenario. Also, the Palm Beach County website and Martin County websites, all these tax collectors have good tax calculators.
Yes.
You can go on there and use those tools to see what the future taxes are going to be.
I think a lot of people don't realize that. I was in the trim notice class with Martin County last week, and there was a person there who said, my taxes went up and my mortgage, the lender did my loan based on the seller's taxes, right? And my taxes went up. And a lot of agents, I don't believe, understand that there's a tax calculator on there. So I'm just bringing that up because we're talking about saving money. And a lot of the lenders have, in the past, not our lenders are incredible, but there are lenders who don't use the updated upcoming amount as their punch-in number.
Right.
So
yeah, we see it quite a bit actually, and then you always want to be using the most accurate numbers you can find. Right. So every time the property is transferred, it's going to trigger a reassessment typically, and it's going to reassess probably at the sales price. So it's pretty easy to find out. Okay, here's what my new tax burden is going to be. If I just go to the website, you punch in the numbers. If you need a more detailed tax analysis, I have a CPA I work with that provides those. But you can usually get a pretty close number on these tax calculators. On 25, I had 3 years. It's 3 tax years, and that can be as little as 2 years in one day if you close on December 31st.
That's what I was going to say. So strategy for somebody who might want to close December 31st versus January 2nd would be because they want the extra time.
Right. Yeah, it could be. Right. That's a good point. Yeah. Because if you carry over into, say, instead of closing on December 31, 2026 or 2025, if you close on January 2, 2026, then you'll have until January 1, 2029.
Next year.
Yeah, you get that extra year. So that might be something to think of when
it's worth considering. It's definitely the timeline.
Give them more time to port.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they have a homestead and they have portability and they haven't found something yet.
Right.
It's a good point. Very good point. Wow.
Very strategic. We heard a story last night of somebody not doing homestead at all. So if they don't do homestead, they can't do portability, correct? Right. So we heard this story where it was decades of no homestead. She
Yeah.
lived in there, bought in like the 70s or something, he said.
Mm.
And now she's selling, moving somewhere else, and she not only lost money all those decades, but has no portability.
Right.
So it's just as important to do your homestead,
Yeah.
so that you have portability.
You gotta have it.
I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah.
We can't
it's
have
sad.
one without the other.
You can't have one without the other. You can't have one without the other. You
Yeah.
have to be a homestead, primary residence property, and then you get the other three benefits.
Yeah.
And who knows? I mean, Ron DeSantis is talking about abolishing property taxes altogether. This podcast might be obsolete by the
Yeah.
time.
It might be anyway.
It might be anyway, since what happened earlier, and we can't show this to anybody. But yeah, so that's just another example of the state trying to incentivize homeownership and help with.
They're
help consumers and
acknowledging,
homeowners.
like,
Yeah.
it's expensive to
Right.
live here.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
we are at the end. So,
Wow, that was
thank
fun.
you so much
Yeah,
for
hopefully it was good for people and they got something out of it. But always, reach out to me if
Yeah.
you'd like.
What's your number?
1-800.
What's your work number?
I'll get the. I guess my office line is 561-614-6606. That goes straight to my desk if I'm there.
I was gonna say you're out at the golf.
Usually on the golf course. No. Or mac@rossfelty.com. Please reach out if you have any questions. I'll be happy to talk to you and run you through it.
Awesome. And as always, it's great hanging out with you guys. Take care and have a great month. Bye. Hey.
Hey, high five.
Oh my God.
I love it. It was pretty good. That's okay. That makes it
I kind of feel like that was so appropriate. I'm gonna let you do your accolades because there's no way I'm gonna remember all of them.
I don't want to do mine. I'll
I know you
introduce
won't.
myself, but I won't like go through all the thing.
Okay.
Can you tell us like go? You're live or?
Like throw something at us. So you just say you're awkward. No.
I'm awkward.
Oh, I'm awkward.
Yeah, that's
You are awkward.
About half of both
That's
sides.
probably why we get along so well.
Yeah, that's it.
Are you ready?
1, 2, 4. I'm ready. Yeah, whenever you're ready.
All right. Who are
Okay.
you?
I'm Mac Ross, greatest attorney in the land. Can you hear me?
Let's see. Yeah, because I think
We get to work it out.
Oh!
No way. That's insane.
I cannot hold it together. Cool. Look at that. I feel like I'm just.
Put my number there. That'd be the real yearbook thing.
Yeah. Mine's still going if you want to keep going. I have to fix this pillow. It's killing me.
Nice.
Whew, I need
That's
stronger drink
insane.
than that this morning. Making fun of me? Whatever. All right. The best behind the scenes.
Yeah, in the bathroom. Yeah.
Mac, what were you doing when you saw it?
Man, we were rolling too. We were doing so good.
Keeps knocking it down. Like, keeps knocking people up.
Knocking
That's
people
not
off.
what I meant.
She's knocking. Yeah. No,
That was stuck in my head earlier.
I think. So too much leg.
For you? You're showing a little too much leg?